Okay, welcome back जी. There was some technical issue. Pakistan और internet का मसला ना हो, ये कैसे हो सकता है? So I was talking about Mudassir. Before he starts talking to you, I want to let you know कि मेरे भी ज़िंदगी में 13-14 साल गुजर गए हैं of seeing entrepreneurs and working with entrepreneurs. Tried to be a failed one myself too, on an occasion or two. तो मैंने बड़े कम लोग देखे हैं जो मुदस्सिर जैसे humble हो, and yet they've done so well. And yet they continue to be as humble as he is, and but that does not discount the fact that he's brilliant, and inshallah you'll see it in the next 15-20 minutes why. So Mudassir, people generally want to ask me about you. तो मुझे सवाल मिले कि who are you as an entrepreneur? How do you define yourself as a founder or as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. It's a bit presumptuous to talk about yourself as an entrepreneur. Yeah. But जो दो तीन चीज़ें in the way that I operate are the following. एक तो ये है कि I'm pretty hands-on. So if something needs to be done, there is a natural tendency to roll up the sleeves and start doing it. So that's one thing that describes me. The second is, I work hard and I don't give up until I succeed. So there is this keep trying until things happen. And lastly, there is a strong belief in the potential of purpose and people to make impossible things happen. So get the best people on board, give them a purpose, work hard, get involved hands-on if you need to get involved, and inshallah good things happen.
The one thing that does impact your composure usually is criticism. Tanqeed. आप अच्छा काम कर रहे होते हैं, आपको लग रहा होता है you're putting in your heart and soul in it, you're working day in day out, but there is always a group of people who are not believers who would say यार क्या कर रहे हो, ये सही नहीं है, ये बच रहा है. It's like an anti-force to the purpose you're giving to the team. They're also getting this alternate opinion. यार तुम क्यों बच रहा कर रहे हो? How do you manage criticism? Because a lot of entrepreneurs I meet with give up when they see failure. क्या करते हैं आप?
Yeah. I think failure starts at home as well,
yes.
Or the tanqeed starts at home. So I remember when we first started Careem, people as close to as my wife and my parents were not convinced that this is something I should be doing.
Okay.
And वो पहला सवाल यही था कि यार इतना पढ़ाया लिखाया, इतनी जगहों पे काम किया, इसके बाद टैक्सी क्यों चलानी है? तो I think that's bound to happen, right? Because I think if you think of it, if something that you are doing is so obvious, then so many people would do it.
Yep.
Then the opportunity would not remain. So there is almost a definition of a good opportunity that it is somewhat hidden, and you see an opportunity where others don't see. So I think थोड़ी बहुत तनकीद अगर नहीं हो तो वो भी मसला है.
कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा.
कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा. उसका मतलब है कि बड़ी obvious सी चीज़ है. लोग शायद try कर चुके हैं, successful नहीं हुए. So I think you should expect some of it.
Okay.
But I think थोड़ा बहुत तो stubbornness चाहिए to make something happen.
To be a bit thick-skinned.
Big thick-skinned, and I think typically what happens is you start doing things, you start seeing some success, right?
And that keeps you going.
That keeps you going.
That's बहुत अच्छा. Careem, did you see it do this well, or be doing this well so early in Pakistan? आप लोग 2-3 साल पहले तो आ गए थे. You started working on the project in Pakistan. इतनी जल्दी मार्केट ने एक्सेप्ट कर लिया इस चेंज को. Careem is a marketplace. Maybe you want to explain how Careem operates to people who may not know, और ये कि has the market reacted, responded the way you had preempted? Was it faster or was it still slow?
So, I give this story to some people that I speak to, that जब स्कूल में थे तो there was a professor who would give a talk every day on some important lesson in life. And there was one lesson that I heard, I think this was when I was in grade 10 or 11, and he gave the example of life as a boat. And he said, yeah, life is a boat, and in the boat you have दो चप्पू होते हैं. उसमें एक चप्पू जो है ना आपकी हार्ड वर्क है, और दूसरी चप्पू दुआएं और blessings हैं. So you can work very hard to whatever you're trying to achieve, but अगर दुआएं नहीं होंगी, अगर blessing नहीं होगी, so the boat is not going to move forward. So you need hard work and you need the dua for the boat to move forward and not go around. So we have alhamdulillah been blessed, you know, in addition to the hard work that's happened. हमारा जो पहला business plan था, and this is even at the Careem level, not just at the Careem Pakistan level, alhamdulillah we are 5 to 6 times bigger now than we expected in our first business plan that got funded. So this has been more successful. So alhamdulillah, we've been blessed and it's been a great journey so far.
Fantastic. Idea Croreo Ka, Pakistan's first business reality show, something we tried to do, mashallah has done well. How did you see it when it was coming initially? Again, an entrepreneur's view. Let's be real. सच बोलने पे बात करने में तकलीफ नहीं होगी लेकिन just asking कि उस वक्त क्या opinion थी और अभी जहाँ हम पहुँचे हैं and the fact that what do you have to say about the show? What about the initiative? Show को छोड़ो.
So I think, look, you know, let me tell you what I think about the show and then what I thought of the time that we met in Feb.
When it was about
to happen, right? Yeah. So I think as far as the show is concerned, it's an incredible initiative. It's a very high impact initiative. And I think it's creating awareness about entrepreneurship and it's creating awareness about something that our society needs desperately to move forward. And I think the show and the awareness that it's creating is going to lead to at least 3 positive changes. Okay. One, it's going to create funding opportunities for these startups. Because now people will see that people can get funded and then they can become successful and then it will lead to more people getting comfortable with investing. So ek to ye hoga. Dusra, when you talk about these startups and put the people behind these startups and their struggles, I'm confident that the society as a whole is becoming comfortable with working with startups. Yes. पहले तो था ना कि यार अच्छा कोई कॉन्ट्रैक्ट देना किसी को किसी बड़ी कंपनी को दे दो ताकि काम हो जाए. But now that you start to put a face behind these startups and the struggle and
credibility
the determination, these startups will hopefully start getting more work and collaborations.
And it has happened, by the way. Startups who came on the show did not get investment or rejected investment and spoke to me afterwards. Their sales have gone up by 27%, by 31% because people.
That's amazing.
Because when they've talked to the call center and पूछा उन्होंने या आप जो हमें call कर रहे हैं कहाँ से कर रहे हैं, मैंने कहा मैं show TV पे देखा था. So that's the market जो आप hit करते हैं जो शायद आप print पे hit नहीं कर सकते और
And I think the last one is which is the fuel that drives startups, right? And in our society में अभी भी जो the smartest people that come out of our colleges, they want to work at multinationals. And I think this awareness will start creating more appetite for that talent to come and work at startups. So I think amazing initiative, and the impact is not just short term. I think we'll start seeing impact of it. We'll keep seeing impact of it for a long time from now. Now, what did I think of the show before it went live? Yeah, but startups is all about people, right? And the entrepreneur behind the thing. So, you know, the fact that you were behind this, and you were quite determined and excited about it, that creates a lot of confidence. So that created confidence that it's going to eventually work. And maybe the first attempt will not necessarily work, but eventually Nabeel is going to make something happen. Yeah, I mean, so it's really about the entrepreneur and their excitement.
I remember this is February. This is February when I was speaking to you, and you were smiling throughout, and you said, "I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited about this." I could tell from my intellect that this guy is wondering. I hope he does well. But you know, my initial कोई चीज़ भी अकेले नहीं होती. तो मैं तो इसमें समझता हूँ जो मेरे co-founding role इसमें play किया है वो उमर ने किया. उमर सैफ ने. Believe me, जब नहीं भी हो रहा था शो, तब भी कहता था try करो. बड़ा धक्का लगाया आपने. उन्होंने किया. उसके बाद नहीं came as जिम्मेदार, came as this first believer. उसने कहा तुम जब भी शो करोगे, मैं तुम्हारे एपिसोड में आता हूँ as an investor. I'll come in. So that really adds confidence when people get together and support your vision and your cause. So वाकई ये तो बड़ा मैटर करता है. Careem and Idea Croreo Ka we are about to announce in a few days. I'll announce with Junaid in a few days कि अब क्या करने जा रहे हैं. But where do you see this deal and why did you think ये useful होगा ecosystem के लिए landscape?
There is this concept that some people use, you pay it forward, right? So I think, as I said, we've been blessed to have come this far. We're still at the beginning of our journey, but we've come further than most people in the ecosystem have. So we want to make sure that we bring the rest of the ecosystem along with us as well.
Right.
So, you know, what you're doing with ICK-Croreo Ka, this is us, right? This is something that we want to do with you as well. So this partnership makes sense on all dimensions. And I think without getting into the details of the partnership, to the audience, I think this will inshallah fill a huge gap in the promotion of entrepreneurship in the region, in Pakistan.
Inshallah. Last parting words for co-founders watching you. Any 2 to 3 tips for co-founders? What should they do in their respective businesses to make things happen in months and years to come? And you and the camera now.
Yeah. So I think that there are of course many things that you have to do as a co-founder to make something happen, but I believe it boils down to 2 things. The first is you need to really obsess with the problem that you're solving. When you're starting something out, you have to find a problem. Every problem is an opportunity. The bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. And you need to really understand that problem and make sure that you solve that problem. I think a lot of times what ends up happening is we start looking at precedents and examples of things that have happened in other parts of the world, and we start obsessing with those startups and those companies versus focus on the problem at hand. So the first advice is just make sure that you understand the problem and continue to evolve the understanding of the problem as things develop, so that you will come out with the solving of a problem and a successful business as a result of it. So that's one advice. And the second advice is it's really all about the people. So as you said, Nabeel, no one can pull this off on their own. So you need to get partners in crime that believe in the mission, that are aligned with your vision, and that will make this happen along with you. It really boils down to a team that can deliver amazing things. So just make sure that you're obsessed on a problem and you do build an amazing team with you. And the startup, some startups and some founders get quite stingy with equity and options. So look, 0 multiplied by
whatever
is 0, right? So be a bit generous on the equity front, get others on board, make them owners in the business as well, and then you'll see amazing things happen.
Great.
Okay, we have one question. Did you ever think Careem will be able to achieve so much when you guys started?
No, like I said, this is above and exceeded all expectations.
Okay.
Excellent. To the point. Are we good?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. आप लोगों ने इसको देखा. Thank you Mudassir यहाँ आने के लिए. Thank you once again. Thank you जी. Wait करें. 1-2 दिन की बात है. एक बड़ी खबर आपको दिखाने लगे हैं हम इंशाल्लाह. अल्लाह हाफ़िज़.